up myself as a bookstore. Oh my god, this is the problem! Hello everyone, it's Jessica. Welcome back if you've been here before, and hello if it's your first time here. The time has come. In my house, I have got 171 unread books. I've got this shelf behind me, I've got a shelf in the storeroom downstairs, but as you can see, I've also started piling up extra books. There is not enough space. Every year I average about 50 books read. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. A couple of years ago I did 100 in a year, which I was very proud of, but it is very overwhelming because I'm obviously collecting faster than I'm reading. So this year I've been doing a no buy year, and I'm now 11 months in, which is crazy. At various points over the last few years I've definitely used book shopping and book buying and collecting as its own kind of relaxing hobby. I've done it with my friends. Obviously I have a lot of other social media creator friends that also love to buy books, so we are always encouraging each other and recommending each other books for our lists, which over time does add up. But after university I wanted to be more conscious of the money I was spending and the things that I was bringing into my home, and at the moment I live with my parents, so I don't have an infinite amount of space. If you see my socials, you know I had a few rules, like I was still allowed to accept review copies from publishers, and I was allowed to spend the £30 I already had of book vouchers at the beginning of the year. My reading list of unread physical books has not really increased this year. I think it was 170 at the start, and it is still around that point. And I think it's also really helped to reignite my love of reading and remind me why I started doing these channels in the first place. That all being said, I started my first big girl job this week, which is so exciting. I'm absolutely loving it. But I want to go into this new era of my life with a kind of reset attitude, and I think that resetting my reading list might help a lot with that. So my goal for today is to get rid of 50 books from my unread books total. Ideally, I would love for it to be 70, because then I would reset to 100 unread books, and that just seems so much more doable for me over the next year. I think I could really get it down, and I think that would help me be more mindful and thoughtful of the books that I do buy and accept to review going forward. Do I think that I'm ever going to be like those people who read a book completely, finish it, buy a new one, read that book completely, finish it, buy a new one? No, I don't think I'm ever going to be that person. But I want it to be more manageable, I want more space, and I also want to be better at getting rid of books that I know I won't read again, I know I didn't absolutely love them, I know I don't need them to be in my collection forever. I thought I would film this as a video because I love those videos that you can just kind of put on in the background and tune in occasionally, and because this is going to be kind of a listed style, I'm going to be chatting about bookish things and stories, but also telling you why I'm not going to be reading them. I thought it could be really interesting. I'm not saying this is a de-influence style video because I think every book has an ideal reader. It feels like such a big task, but I am going to be ruthless. I think I'm going to fly through quite a few and then probably slow down and struggle a little bit, but my goal is 50, so you're going to count along with me as I go. Okay. Let's begin. Most of my unread books are in piles or in the storeroom, but we're going to start here because I'm already set up and because there are a few that I think maybe should not be on my shelf. Are you here to help, Junie? I think she'll actually hinder me because she just likes biting all of the books. We're going to start off with the little witchy shelf that I have over here. I went through a big stage of just buying any book that said it included witches because I love witchy things. And a lot of these ended up being historical fiction, and as I've got older I've realised I'm not a massive historical fiction fan. So stuff like A Secret History of Witches, whilst it sounds good, starts Brittany, 1921. I think it has some flashbacks, it's got a bit of World War II in it, which can be really interesting. Excuse me. I'm not a big military history fan, although I did love The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. Whilst it could be a good story, I'm not absolutely totally excited about it. So, first book is gone. I do love a short story anthology, but I have two featuring witches, Virago Book of Witches and Toil and Trouble. This is 15 stories, this is 50. This one says it has Fox Witch of Japan, Italy, Scotland. It goes to a lot of places and different folklores. This one is just 15 stories and I think a lot of them are American, so I think I'm gonna go for this one for a little bit more diversity. Okay, I found two more. They are both historical fiction. The Manning Tree Witches is going for sure because I just saw some really not great reviews. It is historical fiction. It says dark and unsettling, which might be really good, but I'm not sure it's for me. Daughter of the Moon Goddess isn't a witchy book, so I'm not sure why it was on there, but a few of my friends read it and didn't love it. This book is almost 500 pages. I've had it for the longest time. I've never been that compelled to pick it up, so I think it might have to find another home. This is me already being cutthroat because that was really hard to do, but I think it's the right decision. Okay, we're moving down a shelf. You can't see it because of the massive stack of books in front of it, but it's more gothic and horror kind of book. I think my dad bought me this as a pick-me-up, let me take you book shopping because you're miserable in your first year of uni book, which is obviously so lovely of him. But I've since read The Haunting of Hill House and I hated it. It just was not for me. I didn't like the writing. I know, criminal, everyone loves it. But if I read horror, I prefer a real ghost, a real supernatural being to this metaphorical psychological horror. And because the writing was good but not for me, I don't think I'm going to love Shirley Jackson's other books. Okay, now we're on to another reason why I have so many books. This is Wise Creatures by Jojo Sullivan. It doesn't sound bad at all. Ghosts of troubled past, something dark and unknown. It's a YA thrillery horror. But sometimes when you get invited to publishing events or a new publisher notices you, they just send you a ton of books or give you a big hamper full of books. Some of them you will love and be so excited about. Some of them you just take because you're so excited to get given books, but then you think about it and think, would I have picked this up at the bookshop? Probably not. The synopsis of this does not sound bad at all, but does it get me really excited and would I have picked it up myself as a bookstop? Oh my god! This is the problem! There are so many books around, they're becoming a health hazard, which is why I'm doing this video. Anyway, ignore that. Yeah, this one's going. While I'm here, I'm going to go through this stack because it's now completely dispersed on the floor. Something I'm not stopping is collecting my editions of Persuasion. I picked up 2 really cute purple ones recently. This is just something I continue to do. I want as many copies of this book as possible. I don't collect any other books. I know a lot of people love collecting every edition. I only do it really for this book. So I'm going to continue doing that because that's almost like a separate hobby. I went to the Pan Mac Halloween event recently and both of these were given to me. This one came in a goodie bag. I think I won this. And actually they both sound like really good horror books. This is zombies and this is like a possessed ghost child. So I think I'm going to keep them because I'm really into my horror reading at the moment. This one's actually really funny. I love geology and I picked this up in an Oxfam bookshop. Turns out my aunt had given this to the Oxfam bookshop to get rid of it. I actually had a flick through and Robert McFarlane, I really like his writing and he's done the foreword, so actually I might keep this. This sounds really good. So weirdly I am actually going to keep this. I don't feel too bad about that because I don't have a big non-fiction collection and a lot of it is paleontology and geology, so it's fine. There's actually a big pile of books here which I've already decided to get rid of. I just haven't got around to getting them out of my house, so they're not included in the 170, but I want to tell you, I was very ruthless. There's books like I Must Betray You by Rita Sepetys, which I really enjoyed. I just won't read it again, which is why I'm getting rid of it. I really like Tessa Bailey, but did not enjoy window shopping at all. Okay, this shelf in the middle is thriller and mystery, of which I don't read that many. I often borrow these kind of books from the online library, but I did find a proof of Don't Swipe Right. It's a serial dater to serial killer story and I remember trying to read this and just did not get on with the writing. It also sounds really similar to that recent Lucy Hale film that I watched on Amazon Prime. I don't know if that was adapted from this, but I didn't really enjoy that either. I thought we were doing so well. We've done 7 books, so I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to go through this whole shelf off camera and then talk through some of them. I'm going to quick fire go through them. Was so excited when I received When Haru Was Here, but I then started reading You've Reached Sam and really didn't like it, so I don't think I want to read this one too. Hard to get rid of this because I'm such a big Dolly Alderton non-fiction fan, but I really didn't like her fiction book Ghosts, and Millie, my friend, really didn't like this, and we have similar reading taste, so don't think I'm going to love this one. I think someone bought this for me and I think if I'd have read it at that time it would have been more my thing, but how my reading taste has changed, I don't think it's for me now. I hate that I'm getting rid of Circus of Wonders by Elizabeth McNeil because I actually tracked this indie copy down from Ireland because I wanted the pretty stenciled edges so badly, but then I started reading it and I was not enjoying it. So I think I DNF'd it about halfway through and I've not gone back to it since. Kind of similar to Lock and Key, this was a reviewer copy, I just didn't get along with it and I ended up DNFing, which is a real shame because I think the story does sound really cool. I think my issue with this is it was a little too slow burn for me and I have a preference for faster paced books. most of the time. Consider Me is another ice hockey romance. I've read so many ice hockey romances and I'm getting a bit bored of them. I don't think I'm going to read this one. A lot of people really liked The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. I couldn't really get into it, which is a real shame because I know V. Schwab said she really liked it and it felt like a weird fever dream book, but I didn't quite feel the same about it. I think loads of people had this on their bookshelves in 2020, but it's actually a fictional account of the victims of Jack the Ripper, and I think I would prefer to like watch a documentary on this kind of thing, and it's historical detection, again, historical fiction. I just don't think maybe I will enjoy it. I can't remember why I have this, but it says psychological drama, part legal thriller, and that does not sound like me at all. And then I thought I did so well by getting rid of 2 series, which is The House with the Golden Door. I don't have the 3rd book, I have the first 2. I did try and read this first one, but then I DNF. Well, I thought I'd go back to it and I didn't. Definitely not going to read the second one, which is a real shame. I think a lot of people do enjoy this series, but again, I'm being ruthless. And then to finish this section of my unhauling, it's the Rebel of the Sands series. The difference with when I buy books and when I receive books is that I would never buy a whole series without reading the first book, whereas a lot of the time publishers send me one book. They're like, let's send you the whole series. And then if I don't like the first book, the other 2 are a little redundant because I know I'm not going to continue it. That's 21 I'm getting rid of already. In fact, 22 because I found City of Girls, which I was actually trying to find because I know I will not keep reading. Started reading it and really slow to get through, really didn't enjoy it. Such a nice cover though. I don't see the hardcover of this very much at all. I feel so good about that, like there's weight lifting off my shoulders. Although I am about to carry a giant stack of books downstairs, so that might not feel that way for long. To the storeroom. We have moved to the storeroom, of which there is no organisational method, so everything is shoved in here a bit, including lots of my books. I literally don't know where to start. Straight away, Pineapple Street. It sounds quite good, but I just know in my heart of hearts that I'm not going to get to it. But it's New York, glittering parties, hungover brunches, an escapist novel which sparkles with wit and wry humour. Lovable, if fallible characters. I read Blue Sisters recently and it sounds very similar, but I didn't enjoy that at all, so that's why it's going. So goodbye to the first story book. Next one I spot, I have 2 copies of Cursed by Marissa Mayer. I read the first one, which was Gilded, I think, and really did quite like it. I think I gave it 3 stars. I'm probably not going to continue when I have other books I would choose first. I think this is the proof copy and then this is the special edition paperback, which are very nice, but sadly they have to go. I only count my books on Fable once, so I think this will count as like getting rid of 1 book. Okay, this one I kind of want to keep out of spite. I really enjoyed the first 2 books in this series and another one that I read by Karen McManus, but I was with Millie the other day and she said she'd been going through my unread books list and said, that book One of Us is Back, like the 3rd one in that series, I just think I can't see you reading that. And I was like, what do you mean? I might read that. I like the other 2. But annoyingly, I think she's right. I think it's been such a gap between reading these and this. I don't reread mystery books because I already know the plot twists and that's a big part of the reading experience for me. So I wouldn't reread these in order to update myself to read this. Annoyingly, I think Millie's right and this is going to go. Again, I actually think this sounds really good. It's like the YA thriller of 2023. Loads of people enjoyed it, but I think there's other YA thrillers that are on my list higher and I am being ruthless. So I don't not recommend this. I think it actually sounds good and some of you should check it out, but it's going. And then I Loved You in Another Life just sounds kind of too sad at the moment, so I'm not going to read it soon, and if I'm not going to read it soon, I might not read it ever. I think this was something I got at an event as well, so it wasn't like I'd chosen it. Penny Blood's the book I did buy. It's more gothic tales of dangerous women, witches, classic Penny Bloods like Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd, but again I got rid of one earlier because I have too many of this type of book, and sadly this one is going to. Where the Dark Stands Still does again sound really good, but I think it's a reimagining of Sleeping Beauty, which is not my favourite fairy tale, and it sounds like a lot of other similar books that I've read, so it's really hard when I'm on the fence, but I guess in this situation the books that I'm on the fence about are the ones that should go, so goodbye. Three Body Problem was sent to me in a big Head of Zeus box. I'm going to be so honest and say the thing that readers aren't supposed to say, which is there's a Netflix series and I think I'm going to prefer that, so I'm just going to watch that. And if I'm being honest again, I'm not the biggest sci-fi reader. I prefer to watch it. This I got as part of a bundle at a Canongate event, and honestly, won my ticket to Ibiza, uncovers a stranger and changes her life. Doesn't sound bad, and Holly McNish, a poet I love, said she enjoyed it, and Benedict Cumberbatch enjoyed it, but I don't think I'm massively hyped about reading it. I thought I got these in a bundle of classics, but they're different publishers, so no, I'm not sure. But I think this one's going because I didn't love Jamaica Kincaid's writing, but this one is staying because it sounds really, really good. When a young elephant is brutally orphaned by poachers, he begins terrorizing the countryside, earning the name Gravedigger. This man loses his son to gravedigger and turns to the world of ivory hunting, and Emma is working on a documentary set in Kerala Wildlife Park with her best friend, and her work leads her to witness the porous boundary between conservation and corruption. This is actually being bumped up my list. This sounds so good. Okay, that one is going, that one is staying. I might reorganize this after the video. Really like Cemetery Boys, but I have 2 other Aidan Thomas books I'm not massively excited about reading. I think Pam Mac just sent me these as a bundle, but it's been years that I've had these, so they're gonna go. I think this one was just sent to me because the publisher had my address and I really have no interest in reading it, so it's going. It is slightly frustrating when that happens because I feel like there's a missed opportunity for that book to go to someone that will really appreciate it. I don't know why I have The Goldfinch because The Secret History is one of my least favourite books of all time. This is huge, like 850 pages. I think I got it from Oxfam, so I didn't lose a lot of money on it, but I won't be reading it. It is a movie that I might watch instead, but everyone says that's really bad, so maybe not. I'm going to be so real. I got this in a garden centre because the author has the same initials and surname as me, but honestly it doesn't sound that exciting. I actually think I'm doing so well. I'm on kind of a roll. Although apparently that's only 15 books, but it feels like that was so many more. I really don't think I'm going to read The Avery Gate, but it's actually my mum's. So instead of getting rid, I'm just going to put it on her bookshelf instead. I remember a few years ago Orion asked to send me some books, but they gave me a set number and I just felt like this was making up the number. I wasn't super excited about them and I still haven't read them, and I think there's even more books out now, so I think when the Oxfam bookshop opened in my town, this was the first book I bought from there, which means it's probably over 5 years that I've had it on my shelf and I've not reached for it. It's another historical fiction, but it is Gothic and set in northern Iceland, and it's about a woman condemned to death for murdering her lover. So it sounds pretty interesting, but maybe not for me. I know I'm trashing the historical genre a bit, and I don't mean to. I used to read a lot of it, but I think I read so much that I got a bit sick of it, and now it's just not something I reach for. I actually met the author of this book at an event and he was super lovely, but I started reading and just the tone of the dialogue is really not for me. I think it's a little bit younger than I can really connect with, but I like that one of the characters had my brother's name and it does sound good. I think it's just maybe for a different reader. I've got Godkiller and I know I have Sunbringer somewhere. Yes, I do. I have 2 of these. I think there's a 3rd one now, but my friends didn't like the first one at all and all stopped reading, so then I was really put off. I think the premise of this is interesting and the covers are gorgeous. I think there's even a 3rd book now, but this is how you feel. Oh, this sounded really good and I met the author and she was lovely, and also I think it comes with its own playlist on the front, so this one's staying. I actually love the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, and this is a kind of retelling, but they sent me the 2nd book and not the 1st. And without the 1st, I'm obviously not going to read this one. I don't know if it's worth keeping because, again, I don't know, that's really tough. It's again just coming down to we're being ruthless and I don't have the 1st book to read, so I love books about books and bookshops, but this is set in London in the 1920s and I just don't think I'm going to love it. I thought this was really cool, and then I spoke to Josh a couple of weeks ago who said it was absolutely dreadful and I should read Bill Wood's books instead, which I'm going to do because he's a really cool guy and a good writer, so I'm going to do that instead. This is like a mortal games between the gods of Olympus. It's about revenge and sacrifice, but I didn't love the first few chapters, so and my word, I think I've had this since a 2020 trip to Cornwall because I was in the mood for something kind of nautical dark fantasy. This is about a kraken hunter and his wife, and I'm so tempted to put it back on my shelf, but it's just not quite grabbed me enough. I've just done a little check-in and apparently that's 26 books, which means I have currently got rid of 48 books, which is so close to my goal. We might even go over the goal. This just feels so right. I feel like I'm doing a complete reset and then my reading is going to be on point. I doubted myself, but I've made it to 50 books down. So number 49 is Mad Honey. I don't think I've ever loved a book by Jodi Picoult, and I definitely didn't request this, which means I assume it was just sent to me. And then I did really enjoy The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan, but I tried reading the sequel and it was just too samey, so not this one either. 50 books gone. I feel so free. Apparently I love decluttering. My mum will be proud, and also I think Marie Kondo would be proud because she always says if something doesn't bring you joy, get rid. I feel like some of these books could have brought me joy, to be honest, but they'll bring other people joy, which is just as good. We're also going to get rid of this door stopper, which is Day of Fallen Night, sadly. Ginny? Hi! I love Prayer of the Orange Tree, but it was a whole feat to get through. It was worth it, but am I going to read an even bigger prequel? I haven't, and I've had this for 4 years, so no. Are you proud? I got rid of 50. I got rid of 50 books. She's so proud, can you tell? She is so proud of me. So much more space that even Junie can fit on the shelf now. Oh, I got you. To make it 55, I'm getting rid of 4 more books, and then that is it, I think, for now. This book was just given to me at an event. I really enjoyed listening to Alice Vincent talk about how she perceived sounds that women hear all the time or don't hear, lack of sound. It's really interesting, but I don't love the tone of the writing of the book, so I'm really glad that I got to hear about it, and I told some people about this book through my socials, but I don't think I'm going to read it myself. I found yet another historical fiction about witchcraft. I think their servant is accused of being a witch, and it's somehow linked to an old shipwreck, but I'm not mad about it. Madame is going. I saw some not great reviews, and I think I just got this one because it was that half-price hardback sale that Waterstones did at Christmas time. And the final book that I am getting rid of today is Oliver's Villains, which I think is about a tournament to the death to decide who gets to control that powerful magic supply for the world. It doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound amazing either. I'm going to stack these all up next to each other so we can see just how many books this is. I didn't quite get to 70, which would be a complete reset to 100, but I am so proud of 55. It's sad to see these stories go because I might have enjoyed them, but hopefully they will go to the right people that will absolutely love them. I feel like I'm going to be even more inspired to read because all the books I have left are selected to be ones that I'm really excited about. I think it's just nice to have a clean slate so that in January I don't look at my pile of books with absolute terror. I think, oh yay, another exciting year of reading. I'd love to know in the comments if you think I made the right choices or if there are any that I will regret. Or maybe don't tell me those. Hopefully this inspires some of you to have a look at your own shelves and maybe have a little clear out that you've been meaning to do. Or I'm hoping that I inspire just a few people to consider trying a no-buy book year in 2026. Again, this wasn't to de-influence anyone from reading these books. I think all books have the right reader, but I think in most cases I'm not the reader for these books. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed watching. If you can't think of what to comment, comment a bookish emoji. Or tell me about a book that you've had on your own shelf for over a year. I hope everyone has a lovely cozy autumnal week, and I will see you all again very soon. I hope these fit in my car.